Today at Speedy's garage, we're going to be replacing the rear pinion bushing on the Getrag differential in the Dodge Challenger. Apparently this is a pretty common failure. I started hearing some tapping coming from the rear differential area when I let out the clutch or when I eased on and off the throttle. I believe these bushings have just gotten worn out. The car's 7 years old, got some drag strip runs on it, drag radials on the street, 600 horsepower, tends to wear out the bushing. So I'm hoping that will solve my problem. These two bushings, they're separate part numbers. I'll list those on my website as well as the bottom of this video. They're about 15 bucks a piece. And then just for good measure, I went ahead and picked up a new bolt as well. It was like $3. So I figured since I had it all apart, might as well replace everything. And this just happens to be the first project we're going to perform in our new shop that I've called Speedy's Garage 3.0. We'll have some more information on that in later videos. To get this done, you're going to need a light, a 17mm deep well socket on an extension. Went ahead and grabbed a shorty as well and a smaller extension, 15mm socket. I grabbed a 17mm box-in wrench just in case I need that. A couple of different size 3/8 ratchets. I am going to be using my impact. I grabbed the low power one because the torque on the bolt's only 48 foot-pounds. A torque wrench for when we're done, and my creeper. You'll need to start by getting the car off the ground. Do not use a jack. It's dangerous. Use jack stands or race ramps like I have here. And there's the bushing I suspect is the problem. You can see it's attached to that bolt that runs straight vertically through the differential right behind the drive shaft. And it should be pretty easy to get out. The challenge will be above it, there's a pocket in that frame, or the cross member rather, that connects to the frame, and it's about 3 inches deep. So that's where the top side of the bushing is that has a captive nut/washer on it that could prove a bit of a challenge, but we'll get it out. As you can see, the bushing is out. It literally took about 5 minutes. I put an impact on the bolt and backed the bolt out until it started spinning free. The bushing had enough tension on it to let me get it started like that, and then I just came up from the back with a 17mm on a short extension and got onto the bolt that's on the top of the washer, and then backed the bolt that holds the bushing in the rest of the way out. I couldn't show you that on film because it's a little too cramped underneath here with all the tools and everything in the way, but that's basically how I got it out. As you're loosening the diff bolt, the diff will drop. So it dropped down about 1/2 inch or so to give me room to get that bushing out between it and the cross member. And here's what they look like. This is the bottom. This is obviously the top. Right off the bat, this is what I notice. That is the old bushing. It's a lot of play in there, I believe. The bolt itself looked fine. I'm going to replace it anyway, just because of the way I use the car. It's cheap insurance. The bottom bushing, pretty shot. The car has about 23,000 miles on it. It's been 600 rear wheel horsepower for a while. The bushing itself is showing some evidence of collapsing on the bottom as well as the top. Here's the new top bushing. As you can see, there's almost no movement at all. And then here's the new bottom bushing. I can't even get the, there we go. So here they are compared side by side, new versus old. So after seeing this, I'm fairly confident this was in fact my problem. Installation is just the reverse of removal. I dropped the top half into the cross member and let it drop down and made sure that it lined up with the hole. And then I just slipped the bottom half in, and you'll notice it's got a lip on it. Only two sides, or about 180 degrees of that bushing, have that rubber lip. So you want to make sure that they're on the outside, because on the inside it'll interfere with the differential. and then just reinsert the bolt and get it started, and then use your 17 millimeter on the extension on the top to hold it in place while you tighten it to 48 foot-pounds. And as you can see, that looks considerably more healthy than what we started with. The bushing had actually collapsed enough that it had compressed that rubber lip right there. I would suspect those bushings had collapsed about 1/4 of an inch. I'm pretty confident that was the source of our issue, but I'm going to take a test drive to confirm it. Everything went well on the test drive, which showed swapping out that bushing definitely solved our problem. If you've got a modified car or do any amount of drag racing, you're probably going to want to put that bushing on your short maintenance list and keep an eye on it. If you'd like to see some more how-to information, visit my website, www.speedysgarage.net.